We continue with the ancient and mysterious boarding school. A boarding school that in 1970 became a vacation colony until the mid-80s. Of its history as a boarding school, nothing is known. Some people say that they took in children from the war. Others say that it was a boarding school for stolen children. To this day, the only thing I have been able to make clear is its history as a vacation colony in 1980s, where children who needed clean air and a place to spend the summer were welcome. Later, we will go into detail. Its ancient history screams hidden under its torn wallpapers. What is clear is that this place always has something new to show. Welcome to the Time Machine. I have to show you what happened in this dining room too. I don't know if you remember. I honestly haven't watched the video since I uploaded it to YouTube and I don't remember it very well. But here, I think there was just an empty table. There were the kitchens and this was not collapsed. I seem to remember. And what they've done here is set up a dining room. It probably had that function and it makes sense because there was the kitchen and here, the passage of dishes. But it's so nice what they've done here with their cutlery, plates, the pitchers. I'm telling you, it's amazing that an abandoned place has lasted 4 more years. And it's even better than when I came here. I mean, this has never happened to me in my life. And it is to be thanked, the truth. Look at the kitchen. The glass bowls for soups, creams, or even morning cereals. All placed here. It shows that it's been for much longer. What you hear above are the steps of Jesus, who is recording and making blueprints in the glass above. Well, it's noticeable that these bowls have been there for much longer, precisely because of the layer of dust they have. This place is still very intact. And this little desk down here, maybe for some smaller child who didn't make it to the table so that he could eat. How wonderful. Interesting fact, another stove placed there to heat this room, because I'm telling you, this place is so old that there were no heaters yet. If you have seen all the videos of this place, you may wonder how it is that now I know that its last function was that of a vacation colony. Well, on my last visit I found, covered by several fabrics, this old poster. And there I thought I had found the solution to the question that had been unanswered for so long. But looking about this vacation colony, I find that it was launched back in 1970, taking advantage of the facilities that were already in this old building. So the history before the vacation colony is still quite a mystery. Let's continue with the exploration. Right behind me, I have this little wardrobe that I don't know what it is. Okay, a chair. Hey, in this place, in this boarding school, it seems like everything is related to punishments. Because it's the typical little room that's under the stairs in the dark, like in the Harry Potter movie. And they lock the child here when he misbehaves. I guess the chair was placed intentionally here too. I think I remember this very much from having seen it 4 years ago. If you watched the video recently, do you remember it? This craft really rings a bell. And here the wallpaper are little blue flowers, changes the color. And over here, Now we go up to the top floor, which is where the best is, the nursery class. See, this is what I remember seeing. This amount of stick chairs. And the funny thing is that on these shelves, there are names with surnames. And I don't think I recorded this the first time I came either. Fabrice Fabienne, Garbe Friedrich. So we have the names. Bergeon Sylvie. Berger David. We see that there are both boys and girls. Let's see. Gradador Sandrine. Benarama Rashid. Jovanovic Cedric. Hey, is it me? Nayat Josian. Is it just me, or do the names sound like Jew, Arab? Leggett Veronique. I don't know. Charentier Pierre, this one is French. Some are very curious names. I mean, look. Aveker Sandrine. This about the names. Attention, huh? I guess they would leave their clothes or their homework here, maybe the books. I just don't know. It's curious. Look, an ironing board. This is for ironing, like, above all, in a more portable way. And also even for the sleeves, which I've seen in some movie, that they put the sleeves here, they put them inside to iron them well. And here is the big board. I mean, this was the laundry area, so yes, I suppose they would put every child's clothes here. Here we can see that this place has been reused after its time as a boarding school. And look at what's under the wall painting. It's like Peter Pan, yeah, because it's like Hook, it's Neverland. And it was under the wallpaper. Look, it can be seen better here. Can be seen better here. Wow, that's good. Everything under the wallpaper is super old paintings. I mean, I understand that this is still around. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We keep discovering, we keep being surprised by this boarding school every time I come. It's impressive. It's just that coming from that class, now I pay more attention to this one, and there are also old paintings here. The wallpaper, remember that it was yellow here? And there was this drawing underneath. I think it's like Foghorn Leghorn, or I don't know. But I imagine that this whole class would also be painted, and then it was used for something else. I don't know if we'll find that information. Last time I know I didn't find anything. So, let's go to the top floor now. I don't want to make this video too long, just about there's the class and little else. I'm going to show it to you because it really blew my mind when I saw it. I think that the class was set up, but since the door was closed, we couldn't see it. So let's see what we find. Let's see if you remember this place. I didn't think much of it when I recorded because this door was completely closed. And this was an open plan room, so I don't know if I was even in here for a minute. I said, well, this would be a room or a gym, an event room. I seem to remember that the door was also closed, that we are going to see it later. But that's it, this door is completely open, and you are seeing what is speaking out here. Wow, the creaking of the wood. What do you think about this? I have told Jesus before to make me some blueprints on the way so that you can be aware of the size of these little tables. Maybe it's because I worked with children and I know the unstoppable source of energy they have. I know the noise that there is in a children's class, and maybe that's why it catches my attention so much to be in complete silence now, contemplating each craft without haste and without scheduled hours.
Thank you.
They don't even reach my knee. Look, these are super cute little tables. I mean, I have the knee here, it reaches my knee. They are children's tables. I imagine that of children of 3 and 4 years old at most. And it's a classroom full of little tables. And we have debating on the issue whether this has been placed too or was already here. And we came to the conclusion that these little tables, these desks with these chairs, we didn't see them anywhere the last time we came, or we don't remember seeing them. What they have been able to place are the crafts on the top of each table. But I also find it a great job to look for each craft. I mean, I don't think this has stayed that way. But the children had to run away without having finished their puzzles, the games that each one was playing, and the crafts that they were doing. In fact, they are much more elaborate crafts than from little children of 3 or 4 years old. Notice this, for example. It's a whole leaf soon, as with little fruits. Lemon, strawberry, orange. I don't know, puzzles. I could spend here for 15, 20 minutes perfectly showing you everything in detail. Because I love it. I'm crazy about childish things. Look, seen like this is a little clown, also made with sewing, with threads. This is a game, but you see, these are games that are not for children. So yes, they had to place it. But this is such a class for children, because notice the detail. In order to get to wash their hands, they had this lifter. There is a small glass and the teacher's table, which has now like a goose game. I say now, and it might have been 3 years ago, I don't know. But this is a wonder. I'm noticing that the hands are children's. Look at this one. Without going any farther, what a little hand. I mean, look at my hand so you can see it. Look at my hand. And I have a small hand. This is a hand of a 6-year-old boy, maybe. This looks like it's going to fall apart. It's a blast. Look, we are on the number 1 floor, and from here you could go to the attic, which is where the baby's cribs are. But now, well, the door, I understand, would be there, but now there is no door. Let's see. No, I don't know if there is another entry, but those stairs are collapsed. Here is like they fall. There's a hole and you can go that way. Here, if you notice, this is for a teacher, because it's quite big, and it's for going out to the yard, I guess, if it rained and she didn't get wet. Wow. Having already left this wonderful nursery class, I would like to tell you that there is also another stove, which if you notice came to the classroom to heat it, because there was no heating either. Although this part is more modern, it is as if renovated. We're going to finish with what we have left, which is, we're going to finish with the craft room, I think. I don't know. Look, why do I say it's for crafts? Because before, when I have seen it open, I have approached and I have seen this that is here, which, for example, are several egg cartons for making crafts. There are a lot of cards lying around. I mean, I want to believe that maybe everything we've seen above, every desk was taken out of here. In fact, look, I'm talking first and there's a craft lying on the floor, like a little person. And I don't know, it's just that this is pretty bad. I think I recorded this. I recorded this at the beginning, 4 years ago. I recorded this book because we were talking about fabrics, but it wasn't this one. They were like fabrics for different looms, and this is more like wallpapers. Wow, look! This is the example. Wow, that's good. Let's see, look, here comes the wallpaper that it is, and here how it looks like. And look at what an example of a house. That's so cool. We're talking about the 50s, 60s. Another example, another photograph. Notice that here are the leaves, the branches. And in the photograph it looks like this. How would the wallpaper look in? It's a pity that it doesn't take this already, because it has its charm at the end. Well, this one is nice. Let's see if I can find more. Whoa. Whoa, whoa. This is like much more modern. What a blast. This photograph is well preserved, and right next to it, the paper that was used. How do you think a room would look with this wallpaper? Well, look, here it is. This one is like more modern, isn't it? Groundbreaking. And this one that seems like more childish, because no more and no less than it was put in a living room and it was just like that. It's just that it's even nice. And if I tell you that this one is in a super elegant room for a Christmas dinner, look at this. Wow. What decorations were there before? And this one? Wow. And what do you tell me about this wallpaper artwork? Look how it turned out. Let's see. Don't let the reflection come out. All happy flower for one more happy flower broom yet. That's so cool. Wow. And from this picture that you are going to see, I don't know if it's better how the wallpaper looks in the living room or how the woman is dressed. Look, with bell bottoms. I mean, she was all super 60s, with the hairstyle, the little scarf around her neck. Very much like a Grease movie. Rococo. And this bizarre wallpaper, what can it be for? For a bath, of course. Look at how the bathrooms were decorated. We have seen many abandoned who are with a similar wallpaper. If we change it for pink, how would a girl's room look with this print? Ta-da! Look what a nice look. There were many examples of tapestries, and I assure you that this time stopped while I was looking at sheet by sheet, contemplating every detail of the past, which for a full separate video would have had enough content. There's a reason why this place is so special, because every time I come back it has something new to show, although its history doesn't want to reveal it.